morning, everyone. Tried one more run up for vine snakes, but didn't turn out very well, so we are now heading east again towards the Huachuca Mountains, and it is cool, and it is wet, and it is incredibly cloudy out here. There are clouds practically on the ground along the Huachucas over there, because I think that's the northern edge of them, and just blanketing the area over here, so hopefully that means good stuff for the montane species we're looking for. Fingers crossed. This is definitely by far the coolest and wettest day of the trip. It is right now 71 degrees. The ground is soaked. There might be another storm that passes through with light rain later. You can see mountains are cloaked in cloud. I'm hoping I'm high enough up in elevation right now, but we'll see. So first find here, disappearing underwater perhaps, are the infamous toe biters. The giant water bugs. Right at the end of the hook there. That guy's like 2 inches long, and they are known for absolutely trying to bite people. Monstrous little thing, especially compared to all the other little beetles that are in here. That thing is huge. There's at least a couple in here too. First reptile I've actually gotten video of. I think this is one of the ornate tree lizards, but I may have to double check because he looks really funky. Could also be a bunch grass. Oh, there he goes. And managed to be the first reptile in hand. Look at that pattern. This definitely doesn't look like an ornate tree, so I'll figure out what exactly he is and put that up, but he's beautiful. Literally looks like the piece of wood that he was sitting on. What a pattern. And what a little face. So adorable. Alright, we'll put him back shortly. Alright, sir, here you go. Ready? Zoom. Zoom, zoom. And we got a little mountain spiny running around on the log here. Very pretty little lizard. Nice blues on his neck. Cool. Got a whole family of squirrels hanging out in the rocks over here. Wonder what they're doing. There's this gorgeous adult ornate tree lizard here. I wish he'd do push-ups again because he was flashing this incredibly blue belly. But he ain't moving now. Oh, where'd he go? He disappeared. There you go. And we'll see if we can get him to do it again. This is a pretty cool moth. The black and reds on that guy. And close him up again. We got our ever-present friends, the fungus beetles again. These guys all seem to be this nice shade of blue. Cool to find the green or purple ones to show the contrast though. Still no snakes, but how's this for adorable? I convinced him to climb up right on my hand. He's so cute. Seen a couple at this size. I'm hoping, since I'm seeing more lizards running around, that maybe one of the snakes will follow finally, but who knows. So within this monstrous agave, there's a huge assassin bug, and at least a pair of some of the biggest jumping spiders I have ever seen. They're well over an inch long. I can see on the one guy over there, whoops, now he's gone. They've got a little bit of orange on them. Unfortunately, despite the seemingly perfect weather to get things coming out to bask, there were simply no other reptiles besides the handful of lizards running around. Some other interesting birds and very interesting plants as well. I have a few of these agave, in fact, growing at home, or at least related agave, but no snakes to be found. And unfortunately, these mountains gave me another reason to call this episode bittersweet, because while I was in them, I got a call back from home that one of the dogs back home was not doing well. So unfortunately, on this trip, had that hanging over my head like a cloud. Well, first snake of the night, and I just watched a bastard smack the end of its tail as he drove by. I'm hoping that the injury is low enough down that he might be able to recover, but I'm not sure. It's otherwise an absolutely gorgeous diamondback though. Poor thing. God, I hope that's not too damaging, because he's otherwise doing okay. We'll try and make sure he's far enough off the road though. Alright, so we've got a pretty gigantic, whoops, Sonoran desert toad. See if we can get a hold of him here for a sec. Look at the size of that guy. My goodness. Not quite the biggest still. I've seen a couple that would have been slightly larger, but that's a big toad. Alright, dude. Here you go. No, off the road. Off the road. Well, since there's literally nothing else moving right now, why not? Let's stop for a nice, pretty Couch's spadefoot toad. This guy's got pretty heavy pattern going on. There's been quite a few of these guys out here. I haven't stopped for most of the toads out. What I'd really like to see, and they live out here, is green toads, but they just don't seem to show up for me. These guys, on the other hand, and the other spadefoots, they're everywhere. Although they are very, very cute. And another Couch's. Come on, sir. Jump, jump. There he goes. Guess there's always got to be at least one day on a trip that just doesn't go as planned. I thought supposedly in the Sonoran Desert, when you got rain, good moisture, things would become active, but not today. So looks like once again there's going to need to be another trip down here at some point, because those south central mountains and the montane species I've still got to find. We're going to pick this video up though in the morning as we head towards the Chiricahuas again. So see you in a little bit. The next morning would not start well though either. As I headed up towards the Chiricahua Mountains, I received the call that back home our pet had passed away. so that cloud darkened once more. I had hoped that maybe spending some time out in the wilderness of the Chiricahuas, where I had found some amazing things the month before, might help with that feeling, but it stayed kind of gloomy that day. Hey folks, so the drive over did not produce anything, sadly, but we are starting the next day up in the Chiricahua Mountains, hoping for that one last shot at twin-spotted rattlesnakes, green rat snakes, maybe another knobloch's king snake. It's a little drier right now than it was last time because it didn't rain immediately last night, at least not in this area. Lower down there's evidence of moisture, but hopefully things will still be good. Fingers crossed. Little lizard sitting out on the rock here. Probably the striped plateau lizard. And a second one, this time in hand long enough to actually get a good look at. This one I think is a female. Nice stripy colors. Alright, on to the tree with you. Those guys would be the only reptiles around too until I started heading back down the road, stopping by a little rock wall that's built up near the research center in the area to see if I could find anything, and did pull off something a little more interesting. So I haven't seen one of these in a fat minute, but there's a vinegaroon for you. Still no snakes though, and it's starting to rain kind of heavy right here. I'm hoping once it passes in a few minutes that'll be good, but kind of cool to find one of these guys hanging out under a log. It's only the second one I've seen in the wild. A bit smaller than the first, but no less weird. Well, after 5 hours, our first find is a nearly tailless alligator lizard who has decided now he's gonna freak out. Calm down, sir. Just hold on a minute. We want to see you. Look at that face. Look at that face. You can definitely see the resemblance to glass lizards, that's for sure. But quite a colorful little one. Nice little reds in there. Anyway, since it just rained and these guys are out, I'm really hoping that means maybe finally some of the other reptiles we're looking for might be on the move. But we'll just let him get back to whatever he's been doing. And we got another funky looking little mantis here. Strange eye shape. Looks kind of like the cat's eye mantises I used to have. But this guy is minuscule. He's so tiny. Like he's maybe 1.5 inches long, if that. Cool looking though. Alright, just briefly, since we haven't seen one since the start of the week, we've got a pretty good sized Great Plains toad here, who is luckily jumping his way off the road. Pretty good size, although not the biggest I've seen. Hello, sir. You're not moving any further? Hey, you. There he goes. Anyway, there is a flood of people going up and down the Portal Canyon now, for reasons unknown. And now the rain has extended a short ways out onto the plains here, but I don't know how far, so we'll be in Arizona for a little bit, but very soon we're going to be cruising down across New Mexico again. Big surprise! Our first snake of the night, very shortly after the toad actually, is a young western diamondback. He's got some really nice colors actually. Very pretty animal. Really dark tail. So Arizona has not left us without at least one live snake. per day somewhere, even if yesterday's was clipped on the tail. So we're just gonna scoop him up. Come on, you. Oh, come on. No. Well, if you're gonna do that, then let's just... come on. I want to get you off the road, okay? In the direction that you were going. So we don't risk anyone... No, not at my shoes. Not at my... You were just... Sir, that way. Go that way. You were going that direction anyway. You want to keep going that direction, okay? There he goes. Much better. Got a gopher and somebody coming up the road. Okay. Beautiful little gopher here. Snoring gopher snakes. So that's 2 snakes for the last night in Arizona so far, which is nice to see. He's got some pretty sandy colors on his belly. Can't keep him too long because there's a lot of cars coming down this typically empty road for some ungodly reason, so we'll get him across safely here. Alright, now that those 2 cars are out of the way, this little guy who might have something in his belly needs to get off the road. There he goes. Alright, folks. If you are seeing this as a wrap-up, that means we are finishing out in Arizona here with those couple of snakes, and that the rest of the night, which is a long drive through southern New Mexico, went a whole lot better. So, fingers crossed then that you guys do see this. Anyway, until the next video though, if you enjoy educational videos, wildlife adventures like this, and so on, and you'd like to help support, consider joining at Patreon or donating at Coffee, or buying some of the stuff that is on my website at carltoncarnivores.com. All those links will be in the video description below. If you can't do monetary donations, you can always find more information at carltoncarnivores.com at the blog and database. And you can always support the channel just by liking the videos, subscribing to the channel, sharing the videos, leaving comments, and so on. And if you'd like to see more photos, little tidbits, short videos, and such, you can always find me on social media, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, all at Carlton Carnivores. But until next time, I'm Hawken Carlton, and this is Carlton Carnivores.